33, and Doom against Brewmaster, exceptionally good. And if you get an Aghanim Scepter, which I know is not common, but if you do, it's a break for a Bristle. True. So you have two potential counters from the same hero, depending on how farmed he actually gets. I know that Aghanim's like, it's kind of a late game thing. You don't want to prioritize it early.
You definitely get an Ags on Doom this game, though. Like, I actually think you're right, and we will see it.
So, like, how late into the game, though? Because when I've seen it, it's like 4th or 5th item. Like, it's pretty late.
Like, 3rd is probably the soonest that we'll see it. Like, I guess, like, BKB, if you count Blink, like, BKB, Blink, with that, like, Ags after that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty dope.
All right.
Maybe you like Refresher first or Shiva's first, and then
yeah, that's the problem. You have a lot of items.
There's a lot of good items.
Smoke here from Tundra. It breaks, and you can see the entirety of Entity waiting on the high ground. So that ain't happening. Away they go. Not going to be any action likely for
slowly walking
the bounty runes here. But yeah, whose lineup would you prefer playing?
Sure beats the courier race.
Maybe a bad question because you're Arkosh, right? So
that's right.
What side has a better lineup in your opinion?
I honestly like Entity's draft. I feel like Brewmaster is extremely good against CK as he scales. You can throw up the main guy and you kill all the illusions with the...
Does it auto, like how much damage do they do with the spell?
Does like 2,000 damage or something like that, which is enough to kill CK illusions at most levels.
They wanted to fight, but Soxa's just going to feed instead. Interesting. Not sure. I guess they didn't realize when that smoke broke that their entire team was there. And even if they thought they were there, they figured that they would disperse. So I guess I can understand that from some level. But didn't work out for Tundra, so Entity get the first blood.
I do like that Entity committed entirely to the level 1 runes. I mean, obviously it's... 9 is really harassing. Yeah, it's obviously it's a small thing. It's just first blood, whatever. It doesn't matter that much. But most lanes in Dota right now, you like push out the first wave anyway, as we can see down here at 33, just popping the Scorched Earth. So a lot of people are valuing fighting the runes and just hard committing to 2 of them instead of trying to get 3. It feels like just a more stable way to start the game strong.
So Puck versus DK, I've seen it a million times. Feels like DK doesn't really die.
No.
Once he gets level 2 in that Dragon's Blood, he'll just farm away, but at the same time, he's not going to kill Puck. Like, he might be able to pressure the tower a little bit, but Puck is going to get complete free farm. And I'm a little worried, actually, from Tundra's perspective, on how do you kill Puck in the laning stage. Doesn't feel like there's a straightforward way to do so, even with rotations.
There's not. It's 33. Like, they need to rotate the Doom to the Puck on level 6 at some point. Start with the DK stun.
Oh. Saberlight living on low HP here. Had the wand ready at the go, though.
He's got a bunch of sticks in his backpack. I suppose because he wanted to use his wand to be a little bit more efficient.
That's the old min-max that pros love to do.
Yeah, but he did get hit a few times.
Yep, he did. Yeah. That's a max-min.
A max-min situation.
Yeah. And Kataomi. It's going to be real hard for me to pronounce it that way, by the way. I want to say Kataomi so bad. Going to get harassed a bit, but going to get off that salve in the end. So in this lane, it is the old Brewmaster versus Skeeter's CK. CK, I mean, based on the nerfs in, I don't know how long ago that patch was, but how much do you think that has brought him back down to earth? Like, was it a big deal that basically the crit doesn't do double damage to creeps anymore, or whatever it is, right? It does less damage than it used to.
There's a few
and Roche.
It doesn't work on Roche, but it still does work on creeps. The big thing is that they nerfed Chaos Bolt so that the damage is like half at level 1. And I actually do think it's pretty impactful because CKs were strong laners almost exclusively because this ability would like take 20 or 30% of somebody's HP and also stun them for 2 seconds. It was ridiculous. So now it's a lot less of like this insane kill threat from CK. You kind of need a support that's going to be doing damage. And so I think it does bring him back to earth. But as a carry, all of the other changes, you get so many levels so quickly, and you're not supposed to be that active very early, that it doesn't matter as much. Because as an offlane CK, you'd leave your stun level 1, right? And you'd still run around and do stuff with it. As a position 1 CK, you leave your stun at level 1, but you're hitting jungle creeps. So it's like, does the nerf really affect you if all you're doing is jungling? A little bit less so for a carry.
Right. Well, I have another mechanics question for you, Mr. Jenkins.
Okay.
As we're seeing Skeeter just use some Reality Rift action on the creeps. I see Infernal Blade in the bot lane. Saberlight has a lot of quills ready to go, though.
33 got the creep. He got the creep.
What did he get? The Zappy Zap?
Yeah, the mana burn, and it's also going to be infinity mana for his Zeus, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, that is a really good combo.
Oh, but also
he's going to score, sure.
got it.
Infernal Blade coming. Saberlight's in a lot of trouble, and that is a big kill for Tundra early on in this laning stage. And Fishman's going to have to... he's getting blocked a little bit there, but...
Yeah.
Yep, that is a good creep. All right, mechanics question. So I talked about the Spike Carapace against Heavenly Jump. I think I know the answer to this, but just in case. If he's Vendetta'd and they don't have Vision, does Heavenly Jump hit Invis units? I don't think so. I could be wrong, though.
I don't think it hits Invis.
Because that would be a pretty sick way to set up a gank.
It definitely does hit people that are in fog.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure.
Suicide action there.
Yeah. Killed himself. As top lane entity, they're cutting the creep wave because they have 2 melee heroes versus CK Warlock, which is a very strong lane. So they're just trying to get what they can.
Snaking's going to take an impale for his troubles, but he is perfectly fine. He's got the level of Shadow Word available to go.
Yep.
But 27-3 in the mid lane versus the 26-4, so as expected, kind of a wash. As Saberlight taking a lot of damage again. Thunderbolt, quite a bit of damage from Sox's side, but he has to be careful thanks to those quill sprays.
He's just getting out harassed down here because 33 has this mana aura. So Sox is constantly full mana. I assume that he has a Bassi too. Oh no, no Bassi between them, but they do have an Urn of Shadows on 33.
I believe he's getting Saberlight. I mean, what is his CS now? It's 25-2. I think you compare that to Skeeter in the top lane. Pretty similar.
He's doing all right.
So kind of a wash on all sides. But Tundra do have a 1K advantage. Where the hell does that come from?
They got the kill bot. Let's see. Maybe there's a bounty or indiscrepancy.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, First Blood did go the way of the entity, so that usually...
Also there's a Doom, of course. Let's see what
yes.
It's only level 1 Devour, so that's not really that important. It's only 50 bonus gold. I think it's the kill bot.
Okay, we're going to see the first coil of the game. Nice rotation coming from Stormstormer. Soxa is almost certainly dead here, and Stormstormer will claim him for himself. 33 is going to be perfectly happy with that, getting some solo XP. And are we going to see? Yeah, looks like we are going to see the old Hand of Midas. He went for Urn first, though. That's interesting. So I would assume a Spirit Vessel at some point against Saberlight is going to be pretty damn value. But I can't say I can't see the Urn very often on a Doom.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he even wants to finish the full Spirit Vessel.
So as long as you can accumulate charges early, you can always just get that later, right?
Yeah, maybe third item, something like that. But I feel like it's just a really value early item. Like it helped him in laning. He used one aggressively for harass and then used one to heal himself to full HP. So it's like already been very effective for laning if you can finish it off.
Yep, Toby getting gone on by Soxa. That Heavenly Jump slowing him to a crawl. Big kill for him, actually. That is a position 3 taken out by the 4. Solo XP and all.
Yeah, that's a nice rotation because Doom doesn't really need any help bot. It's just going to be a Bristle down there. Like if you're Tundra, you know that Bristle's going to be left alone because why would Bristle with the Vanguard need any help, right?
Yeah.
So as like a response to that, preemptively, Tundra's like, okay, well we're also going to rotate towards top because we know that's what you're going to do as well.
Tundra sitting on this very slim lead at the moment. Still in the laning stage, not a huge amount of rotations as of yet. And I mean, based on the feel of the game, would you say either side are happy with how things are going? I mean, Stormstormer got that early gank bottom, but like they haven't really contained the Doom at all.
Invisibility.
I think they're both... Oh, Toby.
Yeah, Toby's in a lot of trouble. Only level 4, so no ult to work with this time around.
Yeah, this is a tough lane. I mean, CK still has such an immense amount of kill threat if you pair him up with some good supports.
Oh, 9 actually blocked by the creeps. That is really unfortunate. Coil breaks immediately. That's going to set up the Impale. Even pops the Fairy Fire. But he's actually staying alive. Gets the Dragon Tail off. They don't have much catch here other than this Illusory Orb, which they will use to decent effect. But 9 looks like he might be able to get away here. Very good getaway from 9. All he did was run.
He did.
And it worked.
He's got max level Dragon Blood. So no extra points in stun, no extra points in breed fire.
That really paid off.
So tanky, yeah. If you have one less level in that, he dies.
Yeah, no doubt. But now this forced a bit of rotation from the side of Tundra in the mid lane, but 9 getting healed up thanks to the Shadow Word, and yeah, that's going to be a tough one for them to take out at any point. I mean, the Witchblade, obviously, I would assume coming at some point for Puck is going to be pretty damn value against the likes of the DK.
Yeah, they need the Witchblade. All 3 of the cores can die to the magic damage, for sure. He's not that close to it, though.
No. Still, I mean, it's only 9 minutes in.
Yeah. We'll see quite a few coils from him between then and now. He's got to be very active, because as we can see, Tundra is farming incredibly well on all 3 of their cores. 9 gets ganked mid, still second on CS, and 33 is actually top of net worth.
Is that surprising to you? It is a core Doom.
It's not, but he's also being left alone, so it's not only that he has Devour, he's also completely free farm.
Yeah, and he's only 100 or so away from finishing the Midas himself. So likely not wanting to fight as of yet because of that. We're going to see a smoke now from Stormstormer and Kataomi. Stormstormer does have the coil at his disposal. His Skeeter feels like he has an idea this might be happening. So pulling the creeps a little bit here. But Stormstormer should be able to get the coil out, but will he have enough damage to follow it up with? He's not going to break it immediately. Lots of damage coming through, though, and yeah, Entity should be able to clean this up, but the Phantasm comes through from Skeeter, gets off the Chaos Bolt as well. Is he also going to get away? Sox with a nice TP, Heavenly Jump slowing them to a crawl, and Skeeter going to dodge the Illusory Orb, so the second gank now from Entity not working out in their favor. Both CK and DK live. The Knights, the Knights dire.
I feel like that should have been a kill. That's crazy how tanky Skeeter was. I mean, he had a Raindrop. He's got these, like, Iron Branches. He had a big Magic Wand as well. But even still, that's 3 heroes that do a good amount of damage. Like, does Brew... Oh, he only has 1 point in Cinder Brew. Maybe if he had more points in that.
Oh, he does have Primal Split.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels like both of those ganks, with how many heroes were committed to them, should have worked. They got, like, low damage rolls or something.
Yeah, tough to say.
It's really unfortunate, because Tundra's not even committing a lot to defending these rotations. It's like one hero TP'd in, and the CK was fine.
Oh my god, just one Fatal Bonds and Entity have to stop their push. Just puts this to a halt. And not to mention, mid tower is already taken out thanks to the DK form. He actually went to the bottom lane to harass a little bit, so you can see the tier 1 bot already at half. So Tundra, a lot of pressure, and it doesn't feel like... I mean, obviously those 2 ganks for Entity, we could be talking a lot differently about how this game state is. But they didn't work out, so Tundra definitely at the advantage at the moment. And it is a juicy-ass stack.
Yep, this is going to be even more of a gold lead. I think Entity, at this point, they need to commit more to the kills. They definitely need the split to get a kill now. After those previous 2 attempts, it's kind of like, okay, a small commitment is not going to work against these Tundra heroes.
Yeah.
We need to commit, like, big abilities, otherwise they're not going to die. Because if they miss out on a few more ganks like that, Tundra's just slowly out farming them. It's not flashy at all what they're doing. They're kind of just like...
The fact that Skeeter is still top lane farming, by the way, at 12 minutes.
They're just calculating what they need to where they need to put their heroes to farm the most resources on the map, TPing only 1 hero in to defend their CK. And I don't think they thought that Skeeter would survive. I think it's more so they were okay if he died, if there wasn't a huge commitment to people defending him.
Yeah.
And then he survives, and it's like super high reward for them.
Indeed. Skeeter continuing to farm with this armlet. The bottom tier 1 tower was taken out, so Tundra's lead expands even more as the Lightning Bolt does scout out Kataomi. And I believe a Blink Dagger was picked up for the DK as well, so we'll see if this kind of prompts them to get a little bit more active. Not that it's really needed, because they're just out farming Entity, really.
Yeah. They could get some Doom play off with the Blink.
Oh, they might be baiting this. The tier 1 tower very low. Bunch of TPs. Not sure how much the Vendetta actually spotted, but Stormstormer, the fact that he is TPing away. And yeah, Thunder God's Wrath is going to show that absolutely nobody is here anymore.
Okay. That's a nice little sniff out of for Entity. That was nice. They avoid that gank narrowly. I mean, that's kind of what has been happening against them.
Yeah.
Prior to that, so they get their own little return.
And the difference is it was basically the whole Tundra team going there, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But if they get this tier 1 tower before theirs falls, that's kind of insane. The DK form comes, fortification popped.
And over here,
And you can see some rotations from Entity are on the way. So it seems like they're going to want to defend this as 9 just goes back into the jungle. So Tundra kind of biding their time a bit.
Radiant's getting friendly with
As Skeeter getting close to his Echo Saber, just 600 away.
You know what Monkeys Forever said to me about this Brewmaster?
I'm sure it's something very informative because
He
his brew is
said-
very good.
Think about Brew. You get level 6, all of your Brewlings do as much damage as a single level 6 hero. But the more and more time that passes, they still stay that level.
Okay.
So when you get your Brew ult at level 6, you want to use it immediately because that is when it is at its apex power for the next 6 levels.
Right.
Right? So it's like the more and more time that passes where Toby's just kind of sitting in the trees here is the more time that level of Brew ult is just going to be useless in the fight because it's no longer equivalent to 3 of
I mean, we have yet to
heroes.
see that, and we have yet to see Doom by 33. Of course, he's been mostly just farming.
But he's got a Midas in Devour.
Yeah.
Like, Brew does not have an equivalent way of farming. You want to use that Brew ult.
And he is rushing the Aghanim Scepter on Brew. Actually went for the Staff of Wizardry first. I don't know if I've seen that before. I guess his mana, he has some mana issues in general.
Yeah,
Didn't go for Soul Ring or anything.
Bit of mana regen for spamming spells, getting the Ags even faster.
Soxa is going to be spotted out. Coil is expended, and he's going to be brought to his knees. So score is tied 4-4, but we can see the net worth not really remotely close as 9 jumps in with that Dragon Tail, Snake King and company. Yep, Chaotic Offering goes off. Will this be enough to take out Stormstormer? Well, Impale comes through. He still has the Fatal Bonds attached, and he's going to drop as a result. So Snake King getting credit for that. Now 33 going to finish the job onto Kataomi. The Tundra getting essentially everything that they want. They lose Soxa, but they get the valuable mid-kill on Stormstormer.
Yeah, Tundra is basically already in the area for that on their Warlock, so all they need is 9 to TP in, and all of a sudden that turns into a pretty easy counter gank for them. Unfortunately, Entity kind of chose to make a move to the area that Tundra was looking to move to anyway, presumably because they wanted to pressure this bottom tier 2 tower. With DK, they're more than happy to do this, and with the Warlock heal as well. Like, look how tanky this guy is. He's taking no damage, particularly because the Golem's getting hit.
Yes, that's right.
Look at him now, he's taking no damage.
The
Hell yeah.
Now the tier 2 tower, this is a very early tier 2.
Okay,
But
here we go. Here we
TP
go.
rotations on the way. Toby uses Primal Split first. And the BKB activated from 32. That is a very newly, freshly minted BKB. And they might only be able to find the Warlock, which would be really bad. Although the BKB finally dissipates from 33. He's going to get lifted into the air. Snake King, his TP will be stopped thanks to the coil, but the focus is really on the 33. He's going to attempt to TP out. Will he be successful? He will! Oh my goodness! They get nothing! Snake King still stuck down here.
He Fatal Bonds the creep wave.
Yeah, they know he's down here.
Of course, they cancel this TP. They cancel this TP. Surely they know.
Oh my, they're not even going to bother trying to find it. Like, it's not worth it. It's just a Warlock. But again, Entity, that's over 3 on these big kills.
Yeah.
That is rough.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's why is he still here?
He's just jungling at the southern part of the map. That's awesome. That's good. Just slowly walking out. Wish these shovels still dug up TP scrolls. That would be good. It's gonna waddle out of here. He's fine. He's fine. No, please tell me he does not set up on Toby.
No, he's making his way. He's just waiting for Toby to push one more. Oh, he's actually setting this up potentially.
Oh my god.
There's the Shadow Word.
Dude.
And the nice blocks come out. 9 with the Dragon Tail. Toby's just dead.
They're like, where the hell did he come from? The way this idiot was just hiding in the jungle the entire time.
Man, what a beast. Look at him.
Yeah, that was nice. Juicy, juicy Snake King.
Very well played. He's actually working on the Shard.
Yep.
That's going to be pretty nice.
He's got some nice cores to throw the heal on. 3
Indeed.
tanky, big, beefy boys. So why not throw it on all 3 of them?
Right, Saberlight not, I mean, they're going straight into the Roche pit. This is a gutsy move.
Without the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, he's still not able to, it's only 200 away, so this will give him that, but
yeah,
they'll get it for free. So Entity, despite not being able to find much in this game, they do get the first Roche.
Yes.
9 will get the first tier 2 though, and likely the outpost to follow.
He's wrong.
I'm not entirely sure how important the Roche is, considering the state of the game, though. I do feel like they can kind of just kite Saberlight at this point for Tundra and kill everybody else, and then killing him twice will not be a problem with the amount of stuns that Tundra has. And they're even smoking into the Aegis. They're like, we don't care. Like, so what? You're weak. You have some weak guy respawning twice? Whatever, man.
He does have Aghanim Scepter now.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's got something. He's got something. And, I mean, how much are they going to prioritize getting some sort of a break? We talked about the Ags. I don't think that's going to come anytime soon, but you could also get... I mean, how good is that creep that breaks? Is that even worth? Looks like he just took a Centaur.
No,
but still not going for the stun yet.
It's not worth it. It's a pile of shit, actually. I think Skeeter is more than likely to be the one to pick up a Silver Edge.
9. Gonna get gone on to start this out. As you can see, Snake King finally dies. So there's about like 5-minute delay on his death, it seems. But we can see that 9 is just completely segregated from his team. So this is gonna be a nice pick-off for Entity. A much-needed kill.
Yeah.
And they're gonna need a few more of those.
I mean, to be quite honest with you, it feels like the first 2 kills should have gone like that, and it was, I don't know. I hate to, like, unlucky. It just seems like unlucky because their calculations were off only slightly. But now, of course, they have more damage. They've got this Chen army. Fishman's just been farming. He's got a Vlad's. They have the Aghanim Scepter on Bristleback. Puck obviously has some more levels, so...
Are you surprised that 33 went for Boots of Travel instead of going for, like, a Blink?
Yeah, that
feels quite greedy.
It's extremely greedy.
And he is going Ags next. Okay, so not prioritizing any kind of Blink. I guess they have the DK initiation.
I think so, and CK as well. 2 initiators on the other roles. Of course, Skeeter does have his BKB now, and he's building into an Orchid.
Okay. And that's going to be pretty nice as see the CK stun onto Saberlight. BKB activated from Skeeter. This is going to turn into a good old-fashioned team fight. 33 has to just walk away. But Chaotic Offering comes in. Looks like Fishman is definitely dead here, but they're going to completely surround the DK. And it looks like he's going to be brought down in all likelihood. Just completely stun-locked. So a 1 for 2 as the puck dropped as well. 33 biding his time in the trees. Not going to be spotted out quite yet. Saberlight continuing to chase Skeeter on the outskirts.
He's out.
TP out is successful, but Skeeter brought back down thanks to that bruise split. Toby and company trying to focus on him, and
so close.
Yeah, he's able to TP out, and that was the second primal split, so he does have Aghanim Scepter online for the Brew. And
Soxa's out too.
He's also out, so very unfortunate for Entity. Could have been a lot better fight. Of course, Aegis still intact.
Considering how the early game went with their ganks and rotations, this is still great for them. Their bristle timing is looking strong. They're probably going to get this tier 2 from this, I would imagine. All the BKBs are down for Tundra. Man, these skeletons genuinely gave a lot of damage. Also, such a pain that you have to like focus the Chen army, otherwise Fishman's just going to like destroy you.
Yeah.
Yeah, these BKBs got baited out, and now Tundra feels very afraid.
And that was the Aghanims being revealed from the Brewmaster as well. As we're going to see 9 initiate, this time onto the Nyx to start things off. Thunder God's Wrath is there as well. Kataomi finally drops. As Saberlight getting chumped. God, he 2-shot sucks. That is really unfortunate for him. Toby trying to get away, but that last right click from Skeeter brings him home. And this will be the end of the Aegis. Coil onto 3 heroes, but where's the follow-up? Stormstormer gets a nice waning rift, but that's not going to really save the Brewmaster in all likelihood. He is completely surrounded, and a double kill for Skeeter. And now the chase continues. 9 looks like he'll be able to get the Dragon Tail off relatively shortly onto Fishman. As Stormstormer, he's going to show himself, but that's going to be a pretty difficult kill.
Neutral creep, the Newt's got him.
Oh,
okay.
That is a bit unlucky for that. That felt like something that should have happened to Entity based on how this game's gone so far.
That's right.
So getting a little bit of retribution in a way.
True Chen player, though, in control of the neutrals, even when they're against him.
Yes, it's very skillful.
His own devices. Yeah, that fight was just Entity is running around in Tundra's jungle with no Bruce splits. He had used both of his splits with the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
Without that, they're just not strong. That's just Brewmaster on this patch. You go for this Ags Refresher build, you have nothing other than your ultimate to contribute to the game. So if you don't have splits, you gotta get the hell out. Tundra understood that and punished them for it.
And we have a smoke here from Tundra. Into the enemy jungle they go. Toby has an inkling that this is happening.
Now does have a split at least, and when he uses the next one, he will have the next one up afterwards.
Yeah, but they do have Doom. Again, he doesn't have the initiation to get like a... He actually went for... he changed his mind.
Guard, yeah. And he is going for the blink eventually. Yeah, he's like, okay, this Boots of Trout's a bit of a grief.
I mean, we see the Lincoln's being built on Stormstormer, so, I mean, the Lightning Creep, or whatever the hell the thing's called that he has, is a good Lincoln's Breaker.
Yep.
And I guess Orchid is kind of a Lincoln's Breaker once that's up on CK. See how they use that.
Yeah, they have a good amount of Lincoln's Break, honestly. Even Zeus. You've got, like, the lowest cooldown ability in the game.
True.
To break Lincoln's.
Radiant structures are fortified.
TP's top lane, Thunder God's Rat scouting everything out. The focus is on the Doom to start, but the Chaotic Offering comes out, and you can see Entity trying to run away, but Kataomi, as I continue to mispronounce his name horribly, will not be able to get away this time. Soxa, though, doesn't have a whole lot of control to follow this up with, but 9 blinks into the pit. There's the Dragon Tail, but the back is 2 of them as Stormstormer jumps in with the Waning Rift, and Toby gets off that Primal Split as well. Trying to get down Soxa, but he gets a nice heavenly jump onto the high ground. Toby just getting completely focused. These Panda Brewlings just dropping. Still has the Earth Brewling to work with, though. The stun available. They're continuing to go on top of Bristleback, but his back is continuing to be facing against them, but the Doom prevents him from using any more spells, so 60 seconds on the deck for Saberlight. And you can see this shard from Snake King is doing absolute work. The AoE Shadow Word is disgusting.
Yeah, it's essentially nullifying the quill sprays that are happening in the fight. So all of this like turning away that Saberlight's doing, which has been really great for Entity. It's like, oh, you can't get me, you can't get me. It's like, okay, whatever. We actually can go on you because we have this heal. You're not going to slowly take us down. So yeah, Entity at this point, I think when you miss the Bristleback like Aghanim Scepter timing, that's the strongest point of the game.
Right.
It's Assassin.
Yeah, Orchid prevents him from doing anything. So Kataomi is dead. Oh, Primal Split comes out. Toby was about to die there, but the buyback from the Bristleback comes to fruition, so the rest of Tundra want to kind of reset, but the coil's going to keep them in place. But that is going to be a dead Bristle. He's not careful. It's going to be a dieback. He's trying to get away. Extremely low on HP, but he's going to get healed just a little bit. Looks like he'll get to the high ground, so he's going to be okay. Stormstormer gets a Waning Rift. Onto Soxa, attempting to run away, as they've only lost the CK so far. This Entity continuing to chase. Illusory Orb is going to connect. 9 somehow has Dragon Form back. It's a double kill for Toby, but there's the Shiva's Fishman. All right, nice spike carefully from Kataomi, keeping 33 in place, but he's going to continue on with his Scorched Earth. As Toby getting extremely low, he's going to drop Puck. Stormstormer has to Illusory Orb, jaunt to his orb, and 33 TPs out to safety. So technically Entity does defend, but it did cost him a couple buybacks.
Yeah.
On the other side, Snake King did have to buy back himself.
There's some cooldown issues happening in this game. Both sides are pushing their limits without cooldowns. Chaotic Offering was down. Of course, BKBs were down. And Tundra still, they go to push high ground.
This is going to be a dieback. Snake King has to use Chaotic Offering. Is that going to scare Saberlight away? 9, kind of slowed to a crawl right now, thanks to this upheaval. 9, he's going to position himself on the other side of Saberlight. It is essentially a dieback on the Bristol, and they find Stormstormer. He does have buyback available, 60 seconds otherwise on the deck. So Tundra and company going to group up in the bot lane and potentially push a little bit more.
Okay, Toby has 1 Primal Split, so they can maybe defend here with a Stormstormer buyback. If they lose like 1 or 2 heroes with the buyback, they lose the game, I think.
Yeah, they could also just give up 2 sets of racks because they cannot get mega creeped There's a tier 2 top.
Yeah.
That might be the play considering your Bristle is dead for a full minute.
Yeah, that feels bad, but I think it's what you have to do. We're gonna let the Golem finish off the sounds like, alright, go ahead and take that.
Very nice. So full set of racks in the bot lane and likely to be mid as well. As you can see, the Ags is back onto 9 now, so the Black Dragon at his disposal, along with the BKB, so he is extremely tanky. First you get, I mean, what is the magic? Is it only 30% now on the Black Dragon? It used to be 40 something.
Yeah, but it's on top of your, it's 25% and it's on top of your
base.
magic resist that you have. Unfortunately, it does not just add it like anti-mages.
It's multiplicative, cool. So it's probably like...
puts you to like 40.
Yeah, I was going to say 38, but sure.
Something like that, yeah.
Fishman, he's going to get gone on and dropped. He does have buyback though, so Entity do have one defense attempt
to be honest,
in their arsenal.
I think Fishman Hand of Godding right before he died is the worst part about that death.
True.
It's a very long cooldown and an incredibly strong ability on this patch.
Stormstormer is spotted out. Nine's going to pop that dragon form. He's going to get silenced. They actually get the Linkins, and Stormstormer's just going to die inside the Nymphs. That was a surprise pickup from Soxa, and he has nothing. He actually bought an item, so no buyback on Puck. And Tundra should feel pretty comfortable to go for this second Roche.
Yeah, he bought the Lincoln Sphere. So he felt like if he has the Linkens, he's not going to die.
Yeah.
He can't be stunned. But the Nimbus, of course, goes through. So, yeah, unfortunate choice for him.
Yeah, so Aegis and Shard available. Shard likely to go to Skeeter. Get that little bounce action. Illusion, I should say, as a Doom is used in the bot lane, and Saberlight is dead just like that. 70 seconds of no Bristleback. And now just focusing on the rest of the Brewlings. Only the Earth remains. Nimbus and Dragontail. That is going to be more than enough to take out Kataomi as GG is called.
Okay.
Tundra. I mean, that was a kind of a shellacking, honestly. They played extremely well from start to finish.
That's right, Suns fan.
That's right there.
That's right. I got my microphone cord stuck on the chair.
You're fine.
But that guys.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
So
What'd you
Tundra,
say? A shellacking?
This was a bit of a shellacking.
It was a bit of a shellacking. Not a heavy one. Not a hefty.
I mean, I think the story of the game is Entity on those 3 failed ganks. That felt like, honestly, if those